I want to go over some stuff from last week, make sure we didn't forget. Remember that number one is pointing at the continent crust. The mountains are what we call the continents. Number two, when we have the crust and the upper mantle, crust and the top of the mantle, that is called the lithosphere. Lithospheric plate. This big chunk is solid. Number three is called the asthenosphere, where convection happens. It's where it is melted and it moves round and round and pushes the plates around. Number four is showing the thin ocean crust underneath the water, much thinner than the continent crust. And number five is showing the rest of the mantle under the crust. Another thing we learned last week was that continents can move. Africa and South America used to be pushed together, like we see here. They fit together like puzzle pieces. We know that they moved because there are fossils in the rocks that match up where they were connected. We know there are rock layers across the ocean that are the same ages and the same pattern. And of course, like I mentioned with the puzzle pieces, the land shapes fit together. Okay, well, we're ready to learn new material today. And the next thing we want to talk about is, well, how do the continents move? And it turns out that these big lithosphere plates are being pushed. In the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, we have hot magma that is rising because of convection. And as it rises, it cools when it hits the ocean. It makes brand new rock, and that rock gets old and moves off to the sides. And it's moving in both directions. So the Atlantic Ocean is getting bigger. The two sides are moving apart. Apart means left and right, up and down, different ways. We call this spreading. Spreading is moving apart. And so we say that the sea floor, sea is the ocean, the sea floor spreading is what is happening in the Atlantic Ocean. How do we know this? Well, it turns out that the ocean is not flat on the bottom. It has all kinds of hills and bumps. And right in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, we see a giant bump, a whole bunch of little mountains that are tearing the ocean apart, making it grow. We were able to send something called sonar down to the bottom, and it hits the bottom and bounces back, and we know how deep it is. So when we mapped that, we were able to find all of these bumps on the ocean floor. You can see this crack in the Atlantic Ocean runs all the way from Antarctica, past the southern continents, past the northern continents, past this little island called Iceland, and it goes almost to the North Pole. This crack goes across almost the whole Earth. We call it the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. A ridge is where it goes up, mid-ocean ridge. And this one's in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Mid-Atlantic Ridge. Sea floor spreading. It's called a spreading center. The center is the middle. Spreading means apart. And you can see as it moves up, the old ones get pushed to the side. And so there's always new rock coming up through the middle. And they're the same on each side. If this one is 3 million years old, it matches with this one that is 3 million years old. We know that E is the same age as C, and A is the same age as G. They match. They're twins. Okay, so as it moves apart, each side is the same. Spreading center, the middle, right there. When we look at this on the whole Earth, we see that in the asthenosphere, the magma is going up, and that is what is pushing this plate to the left and this plate to the right. South America, Africa. This crack is called the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. And we see it is actually convection. Convection going round and round is what is driving these two plates. Now notice what happens over here. They're not moving apart. They are moving together and smashing together. And then the convection brings it down back into the mantle where it can melt again. So one side makes new rock, and this side melts the old rock. It's all working together, these plates, lithosphere. Okay, let's do one question and then we'll let you go today. Lithosphere moving apart is, apart means left and right, here we go. Is it spreading, A, sinking, B, or C, melting? Spreading, sinking, or melting? Correct answer is spreading. Yep, that's what we just learned. Apart means spreading. Left, right. Magma rises, they move away. Sinking means down, if the plates are getting pulled down. And melting means turn into liquid, like ice melts to make water. Okay, that's all for today. We'll do more tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye.